The Transport Agency is expected to give the go-ahead today to a commuter train service between Hamilton and Auckland, which will make 2 trips a day each way, carrying up to 200 passengers at a time. When a similar service was tried and failed back in 2001, those supporting the idea say the time now is right. It's now the right time to do it. Here's Andrew McRae.
The plan is to get commuters to Auckland in about 2 hours and 20 minutes, with trains leaving Frankton Station in Hamilton at 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning, stopping at the base in Te Rapa, Huntly and possibly other towns along the way. Passengers will transfer at Papakura onto Auckland City services. Susan Trotton from Tron, the Rail Opportunity Network, is convinced the commuter service will be successful this time.
First of all, it was not overly well publicised last time. It was quite pricey compared to the cost of parking and petrol, which of course has changed. Back then you could get to Auckland in 2 hours on the motorway without question. You can't anymore.
She says while taking just a maximum of 400 commuters off the roads each day isn't huge, the potential for the service is.
We still haven't looked at the school groups, the tourists, the cyclists, the other groups that are likely to want to use that service. So while it's not ideal that you just have 2 a day and the times they come and go, you've got to start somewhere.
Matt Lowry is director of the Greater Auckland Transport blog. He says while there's a lot of support for the commuter train from Hamilton, it could fail because the plan's being rushed. Mr Lowry says a number of rail construction projects are happening in Auckland. He says it would be better to hold off on the Hamilton train until they're completed and there's much more to offer commuters.
At peak times, a train every 5 minutes going towards the city, rather than Papakura with a train only every 10 minutes and a much longer journey. And so we think that having that in place first, which is going to be likely to be around 2021-ish, would give a better overall service and make it much more attractive to use.
The total cost of the project over 6 years is just over $76 million. Just under $10 million will come from local councils, and the total variance will come from the Transport Agency's Land Transport Fund. The Taxpayers Union describes the investment as a waste of money. It says without what it calls an insanely expensive subsidy, very few people, if any, would use it. The chair of the Waikato Regional Transport Committee, Huia Workshops, takes issue with that.
If government is prepared to invest the money required to put the stations in place, to put the electrification and provide a decent rail network, then yes, it will be used. And it will reduce the amount of money being required on the roads.
Huia Workshops says he's not expecting all of the funding requested from the Transport Agency, but hopes for enough to get the service on track and running. If approved by the agency, the commuter service from Hamilton to Auckland and return is expected to start in March 2020. In Hamilton for Morning Report, ko Andrew McRae.